Hey guys, I am back with a brand new tutorial for you. Today's look is inspired by a picture I saw recently of Kylie Jenner. I absolutely love this makeup because it's colors that I normally would never do. She uses a lot of pinks in this look, but somehow it all comes together and I absolutely love this makeup on her. So this is the look that we're doing today. Let's get started. Alright ladies, here we go. I'm starting off by priming my eyelids. This is a step that I never skip, as I'm sure you guys have noticed. This is always the first thing I do for any eye makeup look. The one that I'm using today is the MAC Painterly Paint Pot. And for the eyeshadows today, I'm going to be using the BH Cosmetics Modern Neutrals palette. I love this eyeshadow palette because it has a lot of matte shades, which I tend to gravitate to. I've been really feeling matte everything lately. For my first color, I picked this nice nude vanilla tone and I applied this with a big fluffy brush all over my lid. Colors that I'm going to be using today are these beautiful kind of pinky brown shadows. So from light to dark, but they're all shades of pink brown. So the lightest color is the one that I'm starting with, and I'm applying that in my crease area with a really nice big fluffy brush. And I actually decided to use tape for this look. The reason I went for the tape is because Kylie has a really strong shadow shape that she created, and it really just kind of extends her eyes. So with the tape, you can apply that eyeshadow as far as you want and you don't have to worry about it looking messy. So I'm going in with the medium pinky brown shade, applying that right in the socket. And I'm really making sure that I get that color all the way from the outer corner all the way to the inner corner. Next, I'm going in with the darkest shadow and kind of doing the same thing, but going in with an even smaller brush this time and making sure that that color is really blended. Applying that color from the outer corner to the inner corner and just doing this over and over. Going back with the very first color we applied, that vanilla shadow, this is going to clean up the entire look. I'm applying this on my brow bone and the inner corner. You guys are going to see as soon as you do this step, it will transform your eyeshadow look. It'll make it look perfect. I also applied a little bit on my lid just to highlight my lid and clean up the rest of the shadow. Now I'm going in with the pinkest eyeshadow out of the four that I used, and I'm applying it in between the brow color and the crease color. This is going to give us that beautiful gradient of all the colors. So you can see we have the really light, then the pink, then the dark in the crease, and then light again. This is how you get that really beautiful blended shadow. Time for liner, and I am using the BH Studio Pro Waterproof Gel Liner. I'm creating a really kind of, this wing isn't crazy, but the reason I'm doing the wing right now is because the tape is going to make it so much easier. You basically just drag the liner on top of the tape and you don't have to worry about it being perfect at all, because as soon as that tape comes off, it'll be perfect. I'm taking a mix of the darkest brown shadow and a little bit of that gray shadow as well. And I'm going over the liner to kind of smudge it out, diffuse it a little bit, because Kylie actually doesn't have like a strong black line. It looks really soft and diffused. So applying the dark shadows over that liner will totally get that effect. Tape is off, liner is perfect, just like I promised you guys. Lashes. Okay, so I'm using these lashes from Makeup Forever. I think these are number 103, I think. I will list all the products for you guys below in the description box, so make sure you go check that out to know what everything is. And now for the lower lash line, I'm taking basically the exact same colors that I used on the lid and layering them on top of each other. So starting off with the lightest color, medium color, and then the darkest color at the end, and then going in and doing a really nice heavy coat of mascara on the lower lashes. Moving on to skin, I am using the Clinique Super Balance Foundation to even out my skin tone. I'm blending it out with my buffing brush. And for concealer, I'm using the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. This has been my go-to concealer lately. I'm gonna link 2 videos for you guys. My How to Cover Dark Circles video, brain fart, and also my top 5 best concealers video, so you guys can go check them out. And what I'm doing here is a little trick I like to do to really blend out the bottom lash line, especially where that tape was. So if you just kind of tap the concealer into your skin really gently, it will get rid of any trace of that tape, like as if it was never there. It'll just blend it out beautifully. Alright, so this makeup is looking a little bit crazy right now because my eyebrows look crazy, but we will get back to that in a second. First, let's do a little bit of contouring because you can't do a Kylie look without contouring. And I am using the BH Studio Pro contour palette. This is a great palette because obviously look how many colors are in here. You can mix and match to get that perfect color for you. I'm going to start with this color right here as my contour color. You could even use this for bronzer too because there's a lot of really warm golden tones, so it's great. What I like to do is do this fish face, and that kind of naturally makes your cheekbones appear, and then it naturally creates that shadow and you know exactly where to apply the contour. I'm also doing a little bit of a nose contour, and then to really make your contour stand out, you want to add a highlight. So I am applying a highlight down the bridge of my nose and also underneath that contour and on top of my cheekbones. Alright, it is time for brows. I'm using the BH Cosmetics Studio Pro Waterproof Brow Pomade. You guys are going to see this is probably one of my most favorite products that I use in this look, and you will see in just a second why. I'm using my Mint Brush 36 eyebrow brush, which is one of my favorites because it has the spoolie on the end, so you could just brush your hair up and down as you go along applying the product. Okay, so I am going for a really nice full thick brow to copy what Kylie has, and I'm also really focusing on extending the length of my brows because my brows tend to be a little bit shorter, so I'm extending the length from the ends and the front of the brows. This pomade is amazing. It was so easy to work with. It looked beautiful and natural, and it was really quick. So I thought the brows were okay, but then after going back and looking at the picture again, I realized they actually needed to be even thicker. So I focus on thickening the kind of the arch of the brow and the ends and extending them even a little bit longer, and then I went in and filled all over. This pomade, I'm telling you guys, it is awesome, and just look at the difference between the before and after of my brows. How crazy is that? Can you imagine if I didn't fill them in? This look would be I don't even know. This look would just not, it wouldn't work. Brows are so important. Moving on to cheeks. So this is one of my favorite little tricks to do. I like to use the same eyeshadows that I use on my eyes as my blush color. You could see here Kylie has a really nice strong cheek with the contour, and then the blush applies right on top. So by using your eyeshadow colors as blush, this will guarantee that the blush matches the rest of your makeup, which is also going to give us that really monochromatic look that Kylie has going on. She also has a really subtle highlight, so I am using the Laura Mercier Face Illuminator in Indiscretion. This is a beautiful, very soft, subtle highlight. And then for lips, this is probably my second favorite part of this look. I'm starting with the bareMinerals Gen Nude Freestyle pencil. This is a great nude pencil. I love this color. And I love it even more with the glosses that I'm going to use. So I'm using these 2 colors from BH Cosmetics. The first one is a nude beige, and the second one is a peachy nude. And the nude beige is called Sandy. That's what I'm applying here. So I'm just kind of tapping it on and then blending it out with my finger. This lip combo of Sandy and the liner from bareMinerals is absolutely gorgeous. I love this nude lip. I think I'm gonna definitely do this more often. I would totally leave the lip like this, but Kylie definitely had a bit more peach to hers. So after that, I went in and applied a bit of sorbet more in the center of my lip and blended that out as well. And that really gave us the kind of peachy nude vibe that Kylie had going on. I love this lip too, but then when I looked at the picture, I realized that hers was actually a little bit glossy. It wasn't totally matte. So then I went in with the Urban Decay Naked Lip Gloss in Walk of Shame. And this was a really kind of peachy tone as well, so it totally worked. Overall, I love the way this look came together. This is not something I would normally gravitate to, but thank you, Kylie, for the inspiration. I think these colors are super beautiful. I hope you guys have fun trying this out. Make sure you leave me a comment below. Make sure you subscribe if you're new. All the products will be listed in the description box, so check that out. Hit that thumbs up button if you like this tutorial and want to see more, and I will see you guys in another video very soon. Bye!